Hey everybody, here it's Eric Comfortville from Hooked on Hunting again, and I'm glad to be doing another video. It's another beautiful day out today. As you can see, it's pretty sunny. Today's topic is going to be about moose hunting. Everybody knows moose hunting's coming up here right away in September and October. It's my favorite time of the year. This year I am getting my first bull with a compound bow. It's going to be interesting, it's going to be fun. I'll have a video on that when the time comes. So pay close attention, subscribe, share it with your friends, family, like the video. Anyways, let's get to it. What I like to do before I start moose hunting is I like going out to areas, looking at maps, scouting out areas. Scouting's pretty important when you're going out for moose. During the fall time, usually moose, they're not in the places that they would be in the summer, such as small bays, out in the lake, where you can see them walking along the shoreline in the grassy or marshy areas. Now, in the fall time, the cows are going into small inland lakes and big marshes. Small marshes, doesn't really matter as long as you have a lot of grass, a lot of water, little creeks, inland lakes. Like here, as you can see, I've shot two moose here in this area. It's a sand esker. You can see that there's a lake in the back over there, there's a lake over there, there's a lake over there, there's two lakes over here, and in the back there is another lake over there. This entire area is surrounded by small inland lakes. Well, the peak of the rut usually is last week of September, first week of October. Early rut is starting usually around mid-September, maybe first week of September. It depends on all the weather and conditions and whenever they feel like going into rut. I hear a lot of rumors about moose going into rut because the first frost happens. I've hunted moose way before the first frost has ever happened, so to me that's not true. I hear a lot of rumors and a lot of stories about when the moose goes into the rut. Nobody knows exactly when the moose go into rut. There's no specific date set that the moose goes into rut. Anyways, I'm sure you all know about all your different seasons in your area. I'm not sure what they are, but here they're different in Saskatchewan and wherever you are. The most important thing to me about moose hunting is the wind. The direction you're calling, also the scent that you have on your body or your gear. If a moose smells something that's unnatural, he's not going to come around. No matter how much you call, you can try and tempt him as much as you want to come in. He's not going to come in because he smells you or smells your gun or the gasoline from your clothes that you had. If you're going by boat, you're driving out somewhere, you have gasoline on your hands or anything, he's going to smell that, he's going to take off, he's not going to come around at all. It's very, very important that you remember your scent. You can get the dead downwind, you can get scent away. There's tons of products you can use to cover your scent. You got dryer sheets, shampoo, body wash, deodorant, lip balm, everything. Another thing I brought with me today is this wind indicator here. If you open the little tap at the top, you give a few squeeze. As you can see, when the powder comes out, it shows you the direction of the wind. So I'm here, and you see the wind's going that way. So when you're using the wind indicator, you puff it. There are a lot of people might think, oh, they'll smell the wind indicator. No, they can't because it's natural minerals. Again, if I take this out and I puff the wind, your wind's blowing in this direction here, and that's the direction you're going to want to call because it carries your voice out very far and in a wide angle. Another thing too is to make sure the direction you're calling is a nice clear area. You don't want to be shooting your bow through the trees because 90% of the time you'll miss. You'll hit a tree or either your arrow will ricochet off something. Even if you're shooting a rifle, it'll knock it off. You don't want to be shooting through there. You might shoot a bit crooked and hit an animal where you don't want to hit him. You want to hit him in the vitals. You want him broadside so you can hit him in a proper area. That's just another very important thing about hunting moose. So another thing is, a lot of people say you have to call like an expert. I hear that a lot, is you have to have a very good call. In a way, yes you do. You want to sound exactly like a moose. You don't want to be sounding off. And a moose is not a stupid animal. He's a very smart animal. Like I said about the wind is, if you're sitting here, you're calling out this way, you have a nice clearing area in front of you where you can shoot. What a moose will do is, if he's over here and he hears you calling, he's going to want to come in to the wind so he can smell what he's coming into. Now you're going to want to start calling. There's a wide variety of things you can use to call. They got calls with reeds in them, traditional birch bark collar, plastic collars. I just use my hands because it sounds more natural. When you're calling, there's a couple different calling techniques you can use. There's just a simple bull grunt. Oh. 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 And what that's doing is imitating a big bull coming in or a small bull. Older bull will kind of use that deep bellow kind of at the end of it, kind of like almost like a gurgle noise almost, but not quite a gurgle. You can hear it in my voice when I'm. Oh. Oh. You see that that kind of noise that comes out at the end. I find that the bigger bulls use that. When they're coming in, they hear you cow call and they hear you bull grunt and they hear you scratching trees with an antler. They're coming in. 2 years ago, I witnessed a big bull come in, and that's the noise he was making, is the whole oh. Oh. Last year, 2019, a small 10-pointer come in at 10 yards, and he was more of a oh. 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 So anyways, like I said, you come to your location, you're calling. You can do it a few different ways. You can start off with bull grunts, and all the bulls in the area that hear that, they're going to come in and they're going to say, well, who's in my area? I need to know who I'm coming up against. If there's any females, maybe the other bull found a female and he's already grunting, he's going into her, and I got to check it out. So he's going to come in as soon as possible and come check it out quick. So I'm going to break it down to you exactly what I did last year. Is I came here 7 a.m. in the morning, and I stood by that tree over there, and all I did was imitate a cow. Now there's a couple different ways you can imitate a cow. There's no specific set way of how you're supposed to call. You can make long moans, you can make short moans, you can do one long one, two long moans, and then do one short one. It doesn't really matter. I mean, but there's two cow calls that I've noticed work good. It's the maiden call, which is a long moan, which is, I'm going to do a demonstration here for you. See, that's the long moan. That's a cow that's in heat and wanting all the bulls to come into the area to come check her out. And this is another call that I recently just learned. And I always thought it was just another mating call, but it isn't actually. What this does is, it's a female cow who is being annoyed by two young bulls or more. Young bulls, I'll just say she's being annoyed by young bulls. And this is how she sounds. So as you can see, she has that kind of higher pitch, lower pitch, higher pitch, lower, lower, higher, lower. You know, it's a back and forth thing. She's calling out to a bigger bull because she doesn't want to mate with these young bulls. They're not fit for her, in other words. She wants to mate with a big, gigantic bull because, you know, it's a more better specimen for her to come into and mate with. So there's two different types of calls. There's the long moan. And then there's the call, there's the female call that's being annoyed by young bulls. So there's two different calls you can use. They both work. There's no special thing about them. They both work. If you're gonna do the long with the short moans, or if you just want to do the moans that have like the annoyed call, you're gonna want, of course, a bigger bull is going to hear that and say, hey, there's two young bulls or a couple young bulls that are annoying this female. I want to come to her rescue. So they're going to come over and he's going to challenge him. And I think about 70% of the time they don't even bother fighting. The young bulls take off because they're not wanting anything to do with the big bull that's coming in to challenge them. I wouldn't fight some huge 300-pound muscular dude, would you? So they're just going to take off. They're not going to bother most of the time anyways. I mean, if some young bull's feeling spunky, then he's gonna challenge him, but it doesn't end well for him in any means. So as I got distracted there, I kind of went off topic, but I'm gonna break it down for you again. Is that what I did that day when I came out. And I came out at 7 a.m. I did these long cow calls, the short cow calls. I did all them kinds of cow calls. I think I cow called for 3 hours. It was like 10:30ish. I went home, I got my old antler, I come back. I completely ignored the cow calls. So what I did is I took this old antler, I'd hit the tree and I'd smash it around in the trees, rake the leaves with it. After that I would do a couple of bull grunts, and that seemed to work well. It kind of imitated a scenario where a female cow was calling, doing a mating call, and then after a while she stopped because there was a bull coming in, and that's usually what happens, is they'd stop when the bull comes in. And yeah, you can do any kinds of calls you want. You can do the bull grunts, you can just do the bull grunts just by themselves, and like I said, a cow can come in, check it out, or either other bulls will come in to come check it out. You can do the short and long cow calls, you can do the annoyed cow call. But the only thing with bull grunts is, a bull, when he's doing his grunts, is he's going to want to show his size, he's going to want to show off, so he's going to take his antler, like I mentioned earlier about the antlers, he's going to take his antlers, he's going to rub them on the trees, you know, rake some leaves with them, make some noise, kind of, let everybody know he's there in the area and he's coming in. So now you guys know what to do when you're out there and you're moose hunting this year. I hope you guys get your dream bull, or if you're just hunting for meat, I hope you guys find something you're looking for out there. I just want to thank you all for tuning in to another episode of Hooked on Hunting.